Hello everyone. Let us examine the issue of LIC Housing Finance, how it is performing. I received a message in my cell phone saying that you should invest in LIC Housing Finance. Let me examine how it is. And the face value of this share is 2 rupees and the cost is 565 rupees. The dividend per share is about 3.6 in March 2012, which has slowly gone up to 5.5 in March 2016. Its operating profit, that means for 2 rupees they are paying 5.5, but this 2 rupees is being purchased at 565, about say 250 times more, and it's only 5 times more. So obviously your dividend yield will be very, very negligible. So you should not buy this share for dividend yield. That's one thing was clear. Now operating profit per share is 233. You see, operating profit is 233. It has gone up from 113 in March 2012 to 233 in March 2016. So the operating profit, out of that they are paying a dividend of only 5 rupees. So that is LIC policy. So 99.9999% is being retained in the business. Only 0.0005 is being paid. Okay, there are no free reserves per share. There is no bonus in equity capital. Now let us see the profitability ratios. In 2012 to 2016, the profitability ratios have been above 95%. Operating profit margin is above 95% and profit before interest and tax is above 93%. Okay, the gross profit margin is again 93 to 96%. Cash profit margin is 13%. Adjusted cash margin is again 13 to 14%. Net profit margin is 13 to 14%. Adjusted net profit margin is 13 to 14%. Return on capital employed is 10% to 11%. Return on net worth is 16 to 18%. Adjusted return on net worth is 14 to 18%. Return on assets excluding revaluations is 112% to 181%. That means the assets which have been revalued are contributing a large amount to the reduction in the return on assets. What was an old value, the return which would have been 181% has come down to 18%, 10 times. Return on assets including revaluation is 18%, return on long-term funds is 11%, and liquidity, the current ratio is about 3.89, down from 4.74%. The quick ratio is 5.15, down from 5.88%, and debt equity ratio is 10.5, up from 8.42. Because it's a housing loan company, it has to depend on two sources. One, either to take loans from National Housing Bank or some other sources or from the public, and then lend onward lending. That's one. That's why they are going in for 10.5% of debt equity out of the equity. So 10 times the equity they are going in for debt. The other method for housing finance companies will be to sell away their housing assets to other banks for rotation of money. So this company obviously does not believe in rotation of money. So long-term debt to equity ratio is 9.91, up from 8.19%. The interest coverage is 1.25 to 1.28%, very, very comfortable, but very less. Okay, for a company of the size of LIC, 1.28 is less because that means the interest is really, really heavy. Interest is really heavy. Total debt to owners fund is 8%, up from 8%, it has gone up to 10.5 or 11%. Financial charges coverage ratio is around 1.25 to 1.28%, again very, very low. Okay, it could have been much higher. Then management efficiency ratios, the debtor turnover from 93% in 2012 has gone up to 159%. It's a very good effect. That means they are trying their level best to recover the debtors. Asset turnover is 0.12 to 0.13. Number of days working capital is 3088. There is no meaning actually here. Then selling and distribution cost is 1.81 in 2012, not contributed, not calculated later on. And then the cash flow indicators, the dividend payout ratio is 16.7%. Dividend payout ratio of the cash profit is 16.7%. Earning retention is 83.2%. Okay, adjusted cash flow is 57.53%. Now, based on this in LIC Housing Finance, what is that we conclude? we conclude that the LSE Housing Finance share is a very, very costly share. It is about 270 times, 270 into whatever. Okay, it's a dividend that they are paying, because 83% of the income is being retained in the business. That is good in a way, because if you want to buy LSE Housing Finance, you have to buy it solely for the purpose of increase in share price, not for the dividend. So, all the best.